Alrighty. Sorry if the camera's shaky. I haven't done this in a long time, and honestly, I didn't think I was gonna do this really ever again, really specifically for these kind of sketchbooks. But I figured that I'd go through what I've been up to because I know I haven't posted in a while. The reason for that being, I just dropped a can of hairspray. I attended some art stuff for college, and taking art classes in college made me completely lose my passion for art, to be completely honest. It was not something I'd recommend, but these are the sketchbooks I've done the last year and a half since then. I'll probably show off the sketchbooks I have, which is going to be quite a few. Just all of these sketchbooks. Not all of them are done, like, at all. I think only one of them is actually full. And then I'll probably show off some of the big works that I did while attending, which I'm no longer attending for obvious reasons. Ignore my hands. I didn't expect to film this video. I think I'm filming this at like roughly 1 a.m. This sketchbook is really fun. This is what I took into college. That's a Lady Death My Little Pony collab, which I think is super funny. Anyways, I took this to do a study in traditional ink, and it did not last like that. I honestly haven't been through this since making it. This is just warm-ups, trying to get used to the fountain pen deal, which since then I've grown to love it still. I loved it before, I love it now. My dream's comics, so it's pretty easy to fall in love with that specifically, but this was of a model we had. God, my fingernails are so dirty. Really ignore that. That's what I sat in for a figure drawing class, so I was drawing their model just to get used to my fountain pen. You can see all my scribbling notes. This was another one, but I made the neck too long, so I hated looking at it. I just kind of hate this one, but that's okay. But also done just the fountain ink, which is a little fun. These are just some stupid doodles that I did while really bored in classes. I was also taking a film history class at the same time. It's because that's from a really good silent film. It's French. I have the dates, 1898 with the name of it. It was French Talking Heads, I believe. It's good. It's silly. And then I drew a xenomorph and Vincent Price and then my cat, but very quickly just done poorly. This one is a torn up ink piece, and then that one is an attempt at Bela Lugosi that I hate. I truly don't like looking at this. I really don't like this sketchbook specifically. I think this is my least favorite of the ones that I will show off. These are just some doodles because I just kind of started losing my mind, to be quite honest. And these were just more studies of figures. I don't know. This was in my second semester of college at that point. So at this point, if you compare this to my old sketchbooks, there's not really much color, or it's not as dynamic. You can tell I was going through it, and I'm going through it, but I was still trying. Yeah. Just some more doodles. Nothing too crazy, unfortunately. Just nothing I'm very crazy proud of in here. This is a self-portrait that I did really poorly. Fun fact, I dress up as Captain Spaulding from House 1000 Corpses often. I love him. He's my favorite character. I'm actually wearing my Captain Spaulding pants right now. I'll show that off later. Also, my other light just turned off. Sorry about that. And then another little Elvira I did. Oh, everything closed. Oh, alright, everything's closing on me. A little bit more. I don't know. Truly not a lot in here. I went on a trip to Mammoth and I brought this and just drew while I was like slightly losing it. There's not crazy much in this one, to be quite honest. I think this is the last one that's really in this one. Oh, it's not even a part of the piece of paper, and I don't even like it. But it's my friend Cyrus and my boyfriend Kagan. But yeah, that's literally all for this sketchbook, which is sad because I put some of my favorite stickers on it to use, but yay! I don't mean to sound like a pessimist, it's just been rough, but I can't remember which one comes after that. I want to say this one comes next. These are the stickers for this one. Yeah, let's open it on up. This one I was using for traveling, but then I realized it was too small. Oh well, you're gonna get to see my very disorganized cupboards because I need to bring it lower so that you can actually see. There's also, let me see if I can make him face up more. Oh, a little toad plush. Alright, he's just falling back down, that's okay. Alrighty, oh, hello. Starting it right off, you can tell what movie was coming out. Yeah, the new Sonic movie was coming out, and I grew up loving Sonic, but I adore shadows. So I was in the airport when I drew these, because I remember my sister was bullying me. But yeah, love that. I think all of this was actually done on the plane. I didn't sleep at all on this flight, so there was a lot of drawing, I'll say that much. Yeah. Ash from Evil Dead, because I love Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead a lot. It's one of my favorite movies, and Bruce Campbell's one of my favorites. There's a lot of sheep in Ireland, which made me super happy, so I drew some of them that I saw. So the only alcohol that I actually liked when I was in Ireland was Orchid Thieves, to the point where I have the glass somewhere, but I think it's holding D&D die, but they let me take a glass home. So when I was bringing it home, I was thinking about it, and so I drew Chris O'Neill just trapped in it. I don't really know why, but I think it was just speaking to me in the moment. More goats, because it reminded me of the goat from The Witch. I can't remember anything right now, it's so late, but goats, yay. Well, this is when I went back to school. This was like my first week back, and so that's how you know it's gonna be bad. I didn't clean my fucking nails. Anyways, Crumb from Bad Taste, because it's a fucking awesome movie. Some notes for a class that I was taking that I had to drop. Another reason why I hated my school and I'm not returning. It was not easy being the only female, I'll say that much. Anyways, more Crumb and Spiderhead, or North Spiderhead from the thing. More notes. Yeah, dropped this class, much needed. And then my boyfriend. He's great, he's a tweaker, I love him. Derek from Bad Taste. If you can't tell, I had just watched Bad Taste when I was doing this. Damn, I was drawing so many different... Oh, okay, so I went to CreepCon, and while I was there, some guy came up to my boyfriend and I, and he, like, very loudly yelled at us. He yelled, "Take her to the bomb shelter!" He did not take me to the bomb shelter, so I don't know why I stayed with him, but there's his cat Theodore. And then, yeah, I was also showing him Twin Peaks. If you can't tell, I like him. Oh, if you can't tell, I like Twin Peaks. Alright, hello. Got some Cheryl Lee and David Lynch. Love it. Oh, Vincent Price with a skeleton. I love Vincent Price, by the way. I just got a Vincent Price shirt from his episode on the Muppets. Very thrilled about it. Been wearing it everywhere. If you can't tell, it's been a minute since I've made any videos like this, just because life gets cruel. Was that really the outfit I was wearing? Oh yeah, it was. Damn. Yeah, I guess I drew a little self-portrait in Herm. I like that drawing of Herm. I don't remember drawing this. I think I drew this in class. Huh. And then just drawing people around me. And that's all. See? I told you. It's been hard to finish a sketchbook. Like, truly super hard. But actually funny I say that. The next sketchbook is the one I finished, which is probably the only good thing I've done in a while. And you know it's good because I used a Batman sticker, so that's how you know I was devoted. I think my piece of hair is on there. Okay. It's a front sticker, and then the back. My friend Stephanie made me this. Alright. I can't hold that open with one hand. Okay. So the story behind this one was I was laying in bed super depressed around the same time it is now, doing the exact same thing that I am doing now, where I was like, damn, I need to do art again. But I'm tired of holding myself to like a standard and an effort because I'm so depressed right now. And so I decided to just start drawing in bed over my head and like at work and seeing what would happen, just if I could actually get to a point where I was happy with the work that I was doing. So then I just grabbed an old journal that I had from therapy from when I was in middle school, and I tore out all the pages and just left a few, and I just started drawing in them. So that's the story behind this one. So this is the first page, I think. Some of them are like stuck together, so it's hard to tell. And you can tell it's the first page because it's really schizo. Yeah, I just drew a baby, and then Willem. Godzilla and Mothra. I remember drawing this one on the first day of class because I like the Ghidorah over there. But yeah. And then I drew this in my car while eating canes and crying, so that's how you know it's absolutely fire. I love canes. Oh my god, I want it tomorrow. Oh, and then this is a story about me going through the Cane's drive-thru where I kept asking for pepper, and then they were like making fun of me for asking for pepper. Safe to say I crashed out very hard because I drew this as soon as I got in the car. Actually, I was in the car. That sucked. Anyways, I drew this one in bed, I remember. Little kitty cats. Just women. Naturally. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so Kagan, my boyfriend, he's obsessed with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he had an entire phase for like 3 months where he only would watch movies with Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. So, I think this was after he showed me Love, Liza, and he was just yapping. Oh, God. I think these are pretty self-explanatory. I drew this one at work. I drew this one while my friend was studying in the library, and I was just sitting watching him because I didn't know what the hell to do. And then Kagan was playing a war video game on the phone with me, so I drew his horrors. Please turn. Oh, I'm not gonna show that. That's my parking ticket. This is about Fear and Loathing. He would read it to me in bed, so it means a lot. Very good. Gay, sappy. Oh, that's just sad. I won't show that. If you got to pause on that, that's just depressing. I miss David Lynch. That's it. I also just can't spell. God, Tank Girl. And then, I started doing a Mothra drawing, but because it's impossible for me to do any task at the moment, I never finished it. And that was so many months ago. It's been a while. But I like the Tank Girl I drew. Rad. I love Tank Girl. Here's a little Mothra I did. Can't tell I like Mothra. I went to Comic-Con as Mothra, actually, this year. A little Zoltar, too. Oh, these were actually, yeah, this was my Comic-Con. What I was gonna do. I was gonna be Bane, Red Sonja, and Mothra. My Bane, I didn't end up having enough money to get to how I wanted it to be, so I'm going as that next year. Red Sonja, the bottom half of my cosplay, fell apart right before, and so I had to last minute just do Captain Spaulding. And then Mothra I did go as, so yay. Just another cute little drawing. He was kind of the only positive thing in my life for a very long time. Flight of the Conchords, which is a great show, by the way, and so I was just drawing them while watching it, because they have such unique faces. It's so fun to watch, but that's a really good show. Some Fire Walk with Me, just, Twin Peaks drawings, which I actually really like these, because this is me trying to fall in love with color again, because that's one thing. After I did my one sketchbook, the Spiral Canson one, I feel like I have not been able to get back to that level, which is insane because I was like nearly 3 years ago now, and so I'm trying to hype myself back up to that point by doing more color again, and I feel like this is the most that I could get myself to be there. Oh, there was an old couple at Chili's. That's the context behind this, and they were literally what Kagan and I would be in the future, and so I drew them because it was just like a rockabilly couple that were drinking like margaritas and going crazy, and I loved them. And then a little Elvira with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Casey sticker because we bought a figure of him. Yeah, just more. Yeah, just kind of. Oh, Blue Velvet, great movie. I love David Lynch, if you can't tell. I like this drawing. I did this one at work, I think. It's just fun to draw. I really like how I did her. Oh, this one was also fun. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that on YouTube, but there was literally a guy at my college who would dress like Charles Manson and literally looked identical to him, and he would like stare at me giving me threats. It was really funny. It kind of made me tweak though, and so I drew him because he really was about to snap on one day and he wouldn't stop looking at me. But next to it I drew H.R. Geiger babies, which I really like this drawing. Hold on. I did that in ballpoint pen. It was very fun to do. I did that at work. Super fun to do. Little xenomorph. Did I skip a page? I don't think I did. No. Oh, heavy metal. Fun fact, I collect magazines more than I do comics, and some of my favorites to collect is heavy metal, so I drew some stuff from there. Little Roger Rabbit, because that's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so damn good. And then some Papa Meat, because one of the very few YouTubers I watch. I don't really watch YouTube. And then some zombies I found on Pinterest, because I just needed to practice drawing again. I like them. I started to learn how to... Oh yeah, okay. Just... This was how art classes were going for me. It's been rough. Muppet Babies. I love the Muppets. I have a little Muppet Babies sticker on my desk, which I'll show off my desk probably at the end of the video. Some more Muppets, Terminator, and Kagan. Because I watched Terminator for the first time. Fun fact, I'm like full on a movie buff, and I was like a teacher's assistant for multiple film classes for years, but I still had never seen the Terminator, which I thought was really funny, so it was forced to be shown to me. Got Gilman, Creature, and then a little Courage the Cowardly Dog, because I love Courage. One of my favorite shows since I was a real little. And then some Jim Henson, because you can't tell by all the Muppet stuff, I love Jim Henson. And yeah, I was getting excited because I was flying out to New York to see his exhibit, which is super fun to do. Big Trouble in Little China versus Monty Python, because they both have like bursting scenes. It's really funny. And then I was watching Big Trouble in Little China and eating Chinese food, so I put all of the fortune cookies around it. Oh, I've also been playing a lot of Dark Souls, so I just did this little drawing of Kagan and I with our cats in Dark Souls. Anyways, I went to In-N-Out with my friends and I drew on the receipt. And so this is my friend Stephanie, who I love, and she's just like truly the prettiest woman I've ever seen in my life, so I always have to draw her. And then, yeah. Oh yeah, and then this was on the plane to New York, so naturally I drew Escape from New York, because that is the movie for New York, in my opinion, because I love Kurt Russell. And then yeah, this is where I went for the Muppet exhibit. And then just some doodles I did while I was staying in my friend's dorm at NYU. That's why I went out there. And I was laying in his roommate's bed, because that's where I was sleeping, and he had to go to his class, so I had no one to talk to and just nothing to do, so I just sat in bed drawing this. And this, yeah. It's a photo of him and I in his room. And then he took me to see the Statue of Liberty, so I drew it on my coffee. And then yeah, the view from outside his window. Also drew this in that bed, which is just Rick from The Walking Dead, but I messed up the face real bad. And then I drew this on the subway back from the museum, because there's just a lot happening. Alright, and then this was gonna be for a final project in my class. So I was just sketching out what I wanted to do, because it had to be a self-portrait, which I hate. That doesn't matter. I never ended up making it, so it doesn't matter at all. And then I drew the Bride and Frankenstein's monster, because I love them. And I had a little ad to go see them in 16mm film, and I never made it out to see that, which makes me sad, but there they are. They're cute. Ah, flip the page. This is when I start experimenting. You'll see it a lot in the next few pages. Ballpoint pen and then crayon over it. Super fun to do. I recommend it if you haven't before. And so I practiced with some killer clowns. It was super fun to do. I had a lot of fun with this. I did that at work. Then I did the Invisible Man, because that's probably my favorite Universal monster. Just with some other little drawings. I like this page. I think it's cute. Oh, okay. So fun fact, I love metal music. Okay. And probably one of my favorite artists is probably Autopsy. I have a sweatshirt for this album actually, but Severed Survival, I decided to draw the album cover, because it's great. This is the alternate album cover, the one that they redid, but I just think it's super fun to look at. So, yeah, and then I did the same method of ballpoint pen and then crayon over it, which just causes a really fun, like, coloring effect. It's really nice. So this one was super fun to do, and it's probably one of my favorites in this little book. Once again, trying to bring my love for color back. And then, Keegan and I bought Evil Dead 2 on VHS, and we watched it on his little TV. And so naturally, I had to do some drawings for Bruce Campbell, per usual. No, really funny. I really like Full Metal Jacket. I'm thinking about going as Joker for Halloween, but I don't know. It's either that or Morticia, one or the other. But yeah, I just did some drawings, and then a little sticker that I got when I was at a con for Michael Myers. Cute. Oh, okay. I did this on the plane and the bus. I flew to Florida to see the closing of Muppets 3D Vision. If you can't tell, I love the Muppets. And so I drew the worm from Labyrinth, and I drew Miss Piggy as a little pinup sailor girl during that trip. I hated how Worm turned out, but Piggy's kind of cute. And then, yeah, while I was there, I'm just really sad about Muppets 3D Vision going away, so I did some drawings to commemorate that, because that was my kind of introduction to the Muppets. I grew up watching Fraggle Rock, and Bear in the Big Blue House, and so I always knew Jim Henson and Company and everything, but I didn't get into, like, the Muppets themselves until I saw Muppets 3D Vision at California Adventure when I was, like, probably 5 or 6, and I became so incredibly autistic for it from then on out. So when it was closing, my boyfriend flew me out so that I could go see it with him on its final day. And so it was a whole goodbye. Everyone was there. It was a whole fest. It was really sweet. Everyone was there. It was super cute, and it was the final show, so everyone was crying. But yeah, it was super cute, super fun, but really sad. And so naturally I had to commemorate. This is for a video game I like that nobody knows. It's called Death Jr. It's on the PSP, and I love my PSP. I had the Darth Vader one for the Battlefront edition, but that does not matter. But yeah, I've been playing it. Love it. This is the Seep. I love the Seep, so I wanted to draw him. These are just some drawings. I really messed up John Carpenter. Please don't look at him. Yeah. And then Naked Lunch, which is another amazing movie that I love. I drew the typewriters. I just really like this movie. This was fun to draw. Oh, and then that's it. I drew this Crypt Keeper at the DMV. Oh, and then, yeah, I added a grandma candy to do sensory. Ooh, look at that. And then just some more stickers. Photo of me at work. And then just some more stickers. Yeah, this is probably the only, like, mostly finished sketchbook I have out of all of these. And I like this one. I'm quite proud of it. It was the first one that really made me feel a connection to art again, which I'm trying to bring back. But yeah. And then I used another journal that I had, same situation. Just not as cute stickers on this one, and I don't think I drew in this one as much. I don't even actually know what's in this one, so we're gonna find out together. This one came directly after. Oh, I stepped on a bee. It was my first bee sting ever, and so I drew that when that happened because I was on the beach, and so I just whipped this out and drew how I thought the bee thought it was like from its perspective. It didn't hurt that bad. It just kind of sucked because I'm allergic to so many things, and I couldn't remember if I was allergic to bees or not, so I just sat there with my EpiPen waiting while Kagan was like fully scraping like the stinger and everything out of my foot with his ID. It was a very pathetic sight, but it worked out. It worked out great. Sorry, I'm losing my voice now. Poison Ivy from the Cramps. She's one of my favorite people in the entire world. Unfinished. I think that might be it already. Look at these little thingies. Woo! Drew some old Halloween masks I like. Did the crayon and ballpoint method again. It's a great method. Then yeah, still more of the crayon and ballpoint. I did X-Files and Rat and Teeth. Old Betty Page that I never finished. And yeah, more unfinished stuff. Isn't that crazy? I think my phone number was at the end of that. Please don't look at that too close. I just dropped a bunch of hairspray. My desk is a mess. Alright, and this is my current sketchbook, so I know it's not done because I'm still hacking away at this one, but the front is scanners because I love scanners, and hanging it on. And then the back is Bill and Ted and Hellboy. Graveyard Goods too. It's Poison Joke. If you guys know Poison, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, you're a real one. Not a good band, but still just funny band. Anyways, let me actually get rid of this because I know it's holding pages together. So this one, the first page in this, is this. Is Concrete. He's a Dark Horse comic book character that really no one knows about, and he's one of my favorites. He's adorable. He's just made of concrete, if you can't tell. That's his shtick. He's awesome. So I drew him because I think I drew this directly after Comic-Con. Like when I got home, I sat down and I drew this. The pen looks so much bluer on camera, and that kind of rocks. I kind of wish it looked like that in person, but very cool. Love Concrete. And then a blank page because it bled through. And then this I'm still working on, but this is also from the band Autopsy. This is their album cover for Mental Funeral. God, I almost said Severed Survival again. No, this is Mental Funeral, which I think is their best album and might be my favorite metal album, but I love it. It's really fun. This I've just been hacking away at when I'm at work is like a little thing to do. So this is also all ballpoint pen. But yeah, this is unfinished. You can see all my sketch lines. But this has been really fun to do. This is probably like what's been keeping me going art-wise. But yeah, this has been super fun. I just did like a really quick MS Paint drawing and then grabbed these like post-it stickers and I put it in a printer to see if it would even print. So this is very low effort, but it's cool that it even prints, so I'm gonna try to use that in the future. But this is just a really quick and bad Norse spider head that I did while at work. God, I think that we're already done with this. But yeah, this is a drawing of a character from Kelly's Heroes, which is a great war movie. It's super good. But yeah, David Sutherland, or Donald Sutherland, Jesus Christ, what am I saying? Drew him, because why not? And then a little big boy, which I have on my bedside table, which is why I drew him. And then I drew, Phantom from Phantom of Paradise. Jesus Christ. I don't know why I forgot that, you know. Hell yeah. I also did that at work. Oh yeah, and then I started a chop top and then I hated it, so then I started drawing. I don't even know what that is. That's just from my brain. Vampire woman, snake woman, I don't know, something like that. That is literally all. This is my new sketchbook that I've been working on. I'll probably work on that chop top more because I love chop top. But yeah, there's like nothing done in this one, so you guys can see what I mean by like I just haven't been doing art a lot. That's why I haven't been posting. But I can go ahead and get out the art that I did when at college, or at least the ink work I did. I probably won't bring out the big sketchbooks because that'd be too much of a hassle for the time it is. But for now, look at my desk. Ain't my stickers pretty? Anyways, I'll go grab that right now. Alrighty, in order to capture what's inside this, I have to hand hold it, and the audio might get a little whacked up because of it. But this is what my portfolio looks like. This is the front. Oh, Jesus. No, don't fall. And this is the back. Please don't dox me based off my name. I'll cry so hard, you don't even understand. Anyways, let's dig in. Oh, lots just... What even fell out? Was that a statue of a dog? Just... Hold on, let me grab that. This was in my portfolio. Oh, Papa. Alright. Well, starting off strong, I'll take this one out because I really like this one. This is Gandalf. This one I did with a traditional fountain pen and just black and white ink, and then I took a brown Copic marker for the background and some finer details and shadowing for him. But I really enjoyed making this one. This is probably one I'm more proud of, just how stylized it is and how fun it was to do. This was before that class drained my heart and soul, so I'm just gonna put this off to the side and I'll put everything back. Ignore my shoes and everything. Alright. The next one is a portrait of Jim Henson, also done in fountain pen, Copic marker, same method. My professor tore this to shreds. This was his least favorite that I made, and I understand, I get why. It's not the best I've done, but still a little funny. This one needs to be folded out. This is Les Claypool from Primus. This is also pen and ink. All of these are going to be ink. It's just a full, very large drawing of him. Very fun to do. This is probably one that I'm more proud of from that year. Les Claypool is one of my favorite artists musically, and so it felt wrong not to draw him nonetheless at such a large scale. And for this one, instead of Copic markers, I changed to watering down ink and using it as like a gray wash, which was super fun to do. I like how it turned out. Got a little David Lynch, a little Fix Your Hearts or Die. I drew that right when he died, just as a little remembrance of him. It's not my favorite of the pieces in here, but it's definitely one I did. I just really don't like how he ended up looking. I feel like I could have done better. Maybe I'm just being hard on myself, who knows. And then this next one is a spoiler for Twin Peaks, so if you want to skip ahead, go crazy. But from the finale of Twin Peaks, Bob and Cooper. I'd like it more if I drew the sink better. The two of them look alright. I don't know, I have too many issues with this, but it's kind of rad. This one I got to use some red ink and try to use it for blood, but I kind of wish that I used something a little more brownish. But yeah, I like how the cracks turned out. I was really worried about them not turning out well. Alright. These next few pages, I did a series of 4 drawings called Meet Your Maker, where I drew some of my favorite special effects and practical effects with either their creators or who wrote the stories. So here's for The Fly, which is, I have a figure for The Fly and a shirt for The Fly. I love this movie so much. The practical outfit for The Fly is amazing. So This is the first one that I did. And this one took me probably the least amount of time out of all of them, which is always fun. And then this one is probably my favorite of the one that I did, because this is probably one of my favorite people in the world, Rob Bottin, who was only in his 20s when he worked on The Thing, which is for what this movie is. This is him with the Norse spider head prop, which is in line to be my next tattoo I get on my arm, but there it is. I really like this drawing. I put a lot of heart and effort to this one. You can really tell that it's a person I really admire when making it, so I do like it. This one is probably what I'm most proud of that I've made in the last while. Yeah, probably the only one I'd make prints for. These two I don't like as much, because this is when you can kind of tell that I was losing some passion around here, which is alright. This is Millicent Patrick, who is the original creator for Gilman and Creature of the Black Lagoon, for the design and all, but she gets no credit. I would love this so much more if I didn't get so lazy with the pearls. Just look at that, it makes me really angry, but you can tell I was in a time crunch to turn this in. But aside from that, I really like how Gilman turned out. I wish I put more time into her, because I did her last, and you can tell that I kind of rushed some of it, and considering her story, she deserves a lot more time and effort, and I wish that I dedicated that to her. But it's still a good piece. I wish there wasn't so much negative space at the bottom, but that's okay. And then the final one that I did, this isn't who made Pinhead at all, or even worked on the effects. This is just Tom Savini, but it felt wrong to do a practical effect collection without including him. And I hate how Pinhead's face turned out. I messed up his nose and eyes, but Tom Savini I think turned out pretty good. But yeah, this was the last one I did in the series, so you can kind of tell that the burnout was happening, because I did these all in a month. But yeah, they all took a good amount of time. I like them a lot, very dearly. In here are just some doodles that I liked. I did a little in ink, a banjo wizard, and a model. Another model we did, but I did that one in charcoal. And then Jeff Buckley, who's just there. Another one that I wish I put more time and effort into, but I kind of rush. And I think that's honestly it. Yeah, I haven't put much else in this one, but that's A-okay. But yeah, if you actually want to see my art, follow me on Instagram, because I do post there. Have a good night.